Y'all see that behind me right there? Oh, you can't see it. You can only see it on the YouTube right there, but maybe y'all can see it too. Right there, it says 613 laws right there. 613 laws right there. See that? 613 laws. So you can try to get a hold of something like that and read it for yourself. A lot of people say the Torah, but they don't really read it. You feel me? They don't really read it. Okay. All right. So as we say, today is the sixth, going into the sixth month, the sixth new moon. All right. Um, it's the sixth new moon, and we don't do any Torah readings for the new moons according to the schedule because it's a day to just kind of kick back, relax, and unwind, enjoy your family, have a little feast, around the crib. Last night we had some eggplant parmesan. Wipe that drool off your face for Payala right there, man. We had some eggplant parmesan. When you cut the eggplant, you batter it, and then you kind of cook it in some oil, and then you get your cheese, and you get your tomato paste, and you get different vegetables, onions, garlic, and maybe down in Mexico we use the calabacita. We put the calabacita with it also, the small little, I guess almost like the equivalent of like a green squash in America, and it was real good. It was real good. That's what you saw me eating last night, Rapaya Allah. I was eating that eggplant parmesan with some scrambled eggs together. Real good. Might want to check that out. Try to get a recipe like that, y'all. Anyway, we're in the sixth new moon. What's the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, everybody? What's the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet, and what does it mean? I can't see everybody at the same time, so if you want to say something, just unmute yourself. You don't got to put your hand up if a question is asked or whatever. Just unmute and answer the question. So we're in the sixth Hebrew month now. What is the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet? That's the question. What's the sixth letter of the Hebrew alphabet? Anybody? Y'all Hebrews, Hebrew Israelites, y'all don't know your alphabets? You know your alphabets? What is it?
Is it Va?
Va or Wa? You must be looking at something. What does that letter mean?
Yeah, I wrote it in my notes.
What does it mean? Yeah, you're right. What does it mean? Va or Wawa. Naturally Wawa, but it can change to like a vowel sometimes too. But what does that letter mean? Anybody can tell us what it means? That's the month that we're in now. What does that letter mean now? What does it mean? What does the word wa mean in Hebrew? What does the word wa mean in Hebrew, y'all? The word wa in Hebrew means and. All right. So the Hebrew letter means and. All right. But the word itself is wawa, which is WWAW. And that word wawa means a peg that you would use if you have a tent and you have like a little U shape with a staff underneath of it. It would look something like this actually. Maybe something like this, a U, and then a stick at the bottom, a wawa like that. Okay. And then you tie a rope on it, and then you peg that you nail that into the ground. So that's what the word means, wawa. What significance does that letter seem to have that wawa meaning a peg and the word meaning a peg, and that same symbol being used for the word and. The symbol of that letter is the same symbol that we write when we say and. So if I say,
is it a peg for a tent?
It's a peg for a tent, yeah. But what does that signify? The symbol of it, what does it mean? That's what we're talking about. Shabbat Shalom Adriana Baka. Can you send one of the boys in here real quick? Okay, so what that symbol means is that you're bringing two things together that would not otherwise be together. Okay, you're bringing two things together. That word brings two things together. It could be Abba Waban, father and son, or it could be Ayash wa Ayasha, man and woman. Okay, so it brings two things together. So that wawa is actually the transition of unity between two distinct entities. Okay. So what this month shows us is that understand the transition that we're going to from the first 5 months to this month until what? The month of completion, which is going to be the 7th month coming up. Okay. The month of completion, which is going to be the 7th month that we're about to come into. Okay. And we're in the 6th month now. Okay. The 6th month coming to us on the 7th day of the week on the Shabbath, which is significant in itself. Okay. Elul. Okay. Everybody with me so far? So this month is a month of like transitioning, getting ready to what is one of the most significant times on the next month. We have the month of the memorial of the blowing of trumpets, which is a commemoration of, people say it's a commemoration of when we got the law. Now we did get the law, around that time, but not on that day. We didn't get it on the 1st of Elul or the 1st of Sheveri, the first day of the 7th month. That's not when we actually got the law. The memorial of the blowing of trumpets is a commemoration of what Joseph did in Egypt. All right, let's go into, I want to show that real quick. And just while you're here, I want you to write this down. Okay, the month Tishrei or Shabbat, Shabiri, the 7th month will start on September 20th. Saturday night, September 20th. Write that down. September 20th. That is when we go into Yom Teruah, the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. After that, we go into Yom Kippur. No, it's a day of fasting. That's going to be on September 29th to September 30th. September 29th at night to September 30th. That's a day of fasting and praying. Okay. After that, we go into Sukkot, which is the Feast of Tabernacles. And that's going to be on October 4th, Saturday night. That's when it starts. And that's a 7-day feast. All right. And the last day of that is going to be on October 10th. Okay. Well, the 11th, October 11th at night. So you got October 7th is the first day. October 4th is the first day, October 4th. October 4th is the first day of the Feast of Tabernacles. And October 11th begins the 8th day of the Feast of Tabernacles. So we'll have a calendar issue for you in a matter of days. We should have it ready before September starts, but just in case you need to let your boss or anybody else know, your teachers, that this is the day when they can expect to not see you. Okay, I'm gonna give you those dates again. All right, the first day of the 7th month is sunset of September 20th. But go check that railing right there, man. There's something in there. That's why I called you. The railing over there by the window on the right side at the bottom. September 20th. You see it? What is it? Oh, on that track right there. September 20th. That's the first day of the 7th month. Nah, it was like a wasp or something. September 20th at night. Saturday, September 20th. All right. Saturday, September 20th. That's the date of the next new moon, the 7th new moon, which is also going to be the memorial of the blowing of trumpets. Okay, look like it's a little better now. It's broadcasting now. Tell them check it now. All right, so when is the last day of the Feast of Tabernacles start? When is the 8th day start? Somebody tell me. Anybody know when it starts?
Can you repeat that, Baba Kashab?
When is the last day of the Feast of Tabernacles?
The 11th?
Right. It starts on the 11th at night, Saturday night, October 11th, and it's over Sunday night.
It's over. Yeah, come.
It's totally over Sunday night. All right. Which means that you can cook, you can drive, but you can't make yourself unclean. You can't make yourself unclean. So you men and women that are, you love birds, you got to try to keep your distance on that day. All right. We want to keep your distance on that day. And you farmers, you cannot go into your field, and you cannot go into your gardens on that day. All right. All right. So now getting back to the 6th month, the Wawa. So we see the Wawa on this 6th month that we're in, the 6th new moon that we're in right now. And after this peg, that 7th month is what? That 7th month is a weapon, Zayan. And that weapon cuts. It can cut for harvest, or it can cut to kill. It can cut to injure. It can cut to maim. So that 7th month is going to be the next symbol, which is a weapon. So you don't want the Most High to cut you off, because the scriptures tell us whoever doesn't observe the Day of Atonement shall be cut off. His soul shall be cut off from among his people. That's what the scriptures say. So I said two things I want to go into. All right. The first one I went into was that the first day of the 7th month is actually going into what Joseph did. All right. What Joseph did in Egypt is not about what Moses did at the memorial of blowing the trumpets, according to what we read specifically. Now, there may be some connection, some meaning that people try to assign to it and relate it to the first day of the 7th month. All right. But we don't see that in the scripture. Can you give me that book, please? All right, the water. All right. So, does anybody have if you have the Lexham English Septuagint? All right. If you have the Lexham English Septuagint, I want you to go into I want you to go into Psalms. All right. I want you to go into Psalms chapter 80. Okay. If you have a King James Bible, I want you to go into Psalms chapter 81. If you got a King James Bible, if you have a Tanakh or Tehillim in Hebrew, you're going to go into Psalms chapter 81. And the reason we have a difference in numbers is in the original outlay, Psalms chapter, I think it was 9, was chapter 10. Chapter 9 was very long, and it got broken down into 2 different chapters later on. But initially, it was one chapter. Now it became 9 and 10, which means that when the Greek Bibles are in chapter 10, right now the Bibles that came after that are in chapter 11, because they kept chapter 9 and 10 together. Originally, somebody came and divided them, making chapter 9 and 10. So that meant that what was chapter 10 now became chapter 11. All right, so they pushed it down. So now, if you go into Psalms chapter 80, inside the Hebrew, and 80 inside your English Bible, inside your Greek-based Bibles, all right? Septuagint, and 81 in the Masoretic, King James, and all these other non-Greek based Bibles. So let's read this. So what I'm going to do right now is show you that the memorial of the blowing of trumpets is based on what Joseph did, and that's how we have this day. Now, I actually like the Hebrew is very clear. There's no variance, but the Hebrew uses a clearer set of words to convey the idea of this of these verses. So I'm gonna start with verse 1. For the end concerning the winepress, a psalm of Asaph. Rejoice exceedingly in Yahweh, our helper. Shout aloud to the God of Jacob. Take a psalm and offer a tambourine, a pleasant harp with the lyre. Okay, so it's telling you basically to rejoice, to sing, to be happy, and to celebrate. All right. Rejoice. Why? Because our King cometh lowly, riding on an ass, riding on a donkey. Rejoice because we're entering into a phase where we're actually getting forgiveness, permanent pathway of forgiveness outside of the temple for forgiveness of our sins. All right. All right. Shalom Diana. That's how we would say it in Portuguese, right? But Shalom Diana in English. So we have a permanent pathway. So there's a rejoicing that's taking place. And there was also a rejoicing that took place because Joseph saved people from famine, from starving to death. All right. Now it also tells us in the next verse, sound the trumpet with the new moon. Okay. So this is literally telling you what we do on the Day of Atonement, on the memorial of the blowing the trumpet. We sound the trumpet. We blow the